All right, it's great to be up here at NFT.London. A little bit about ourselves. We co-founded NFT, a global solutions provider for Web3 companies. What we did is we combined marketing, creatives, and development all in one-stop solution. There is a problem I want to highlight that currently exists in Web3, in the ecosystem of blockchain, in crypto, throughout there. So let's dive into it. Problem that I think we could all easily agree with is blockchain and crypto is extremely complicated. Is that something you'd agree with?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It's a long day, long day. I can see the tired faces. Yeah, one of the biggest difficulties I think today is we're all starting to experience that the blockchain system is complicated. It's difficult to understand. How many times have we all tried to buy something and then we suddenly see that we've got the wrong, let's call it a currency, the wrong kind, or on the wrong blockchain. We have to try and either convert the money or try and use a different wallet, and then you have to log into this wallet and you have to log into that wallet, and it just starts to become really complicated and difficult. So that's one of the big struggles that I think we all experience. How many wallets does everyone have here? Who here has only got one wallet? Wallet. I imagine everyone's got more than one. There's no hands going up. And probably people have got more than 2 or 3. Forget people on the outside. People who are heavily involved in crypto are starting to have different kinds of wallets and different types of currencies.
So also across the various blockchains, right? And when you go through an exchange to swap your currencies, you are, the fees that you pay and the slippage rates, and there are so many complexities that get involved in it, and it's, why did I lose that money? I just want to take my money out. Why is it so complicated? I just want to convert that into, you're losing this fee and that fee and conversion, and then from your exchange, it's so overly complicated. And then when you want to onboard your friends, right? We use that term a lot, onboarding people. It's very difficult to make that point, to try to bring people on.
How many times have you guys spoken to someone and said, okay, let me sit down with you for 10 minutes and explain to you how it works. Let me explain to you. There's this wallet, you have to have a key, you have to have your 26 words, you have to write it down, don't lose it. And how many times do we have that conversation? Yeah, NFTs is the future. Now, imagine anyone who's sitting here at 5:45 in the evening in London, I'm sure, and at the NFT convention thinks that NFTs are the future. And then you sit with your friend and you tell him, NFTs are the future. He's like, okay, explain it to me. And then he says, yeah, I tried to buy something and it just didn't work out. So you say, no problem, I'm gonna educate, sit down, let me explain to you for 10 minutes and educate you how it works, what to do, what to write down, what you need to remember, and don't ever forget your code, because if you're gonna forget it, you can never get into wallet again. How many times have you read in the news, this guy has today worth 10 million in some kind of cryptocurrency, but he can't get into his wallet. So the method today that people are talking all the time is, let's educate and onboard people. That's pretty much what everyone talks about.
Exactly. That would be the current solution we're working with. Let's onboard people, we need to bring more people in, and let's educate them. Let's create more educational content. And there's a very big problem with that module. That's my pinned tweet right now, is a very bold statement: stop educating people. We don't need any more of it. You take any industry where education was something that worked, you'd be hard-pressed to find a single example. You can go through any case. The complexity of it is just way too much to dive into. So the only solution that I can see is to simplify it. Simplify it to the point where it's not necessary to get educated in the slightest.
I'll just jump in there and just give you an example. How many people go online and buy an item from a different country? Everyone. We're all doing it all the time. We go online and we use our credit card. Who here can explain to someone how the seller gets the money into his bank account? Does anyone know? I don't think anyone in this room, I promise, can guarantee you, not one person who can explain to us how the money gets from me to him. Because it's not important. It's irrelevant. It goes through about 4 or 5 different companies for the money to get there, through the processing, through the currency conversion from my bank originally, then getting to his bank account is a long, long process. But it's not important, because what's most important for me as a buyer is that I can swipe my card, the money gets transferred to the seller, and I get my item. That's what you're talking about. Simplifying the system to the extent that how it works is irrelevant. I've sat here through so many speeches about, and especially in NFT NYC when it was still in the early stages, where everyone was explaining how can we onboard more people, how can we teach people, how can we explain to them how it works. No one explains to anyone how credit cards work. Moishe, you said in New York, you were speaking about Google Maps, the same concept. There's many examples of what we use in a day-to-day life, that the system is so simple that the knowledge of it is unnecessary to be able to execute what you want to do.
Yeah, I would say to get in on that, the algorithm for any application that you use, the functionality, the how of it is unnecessary, and that's why we enjoy it. One of my favorite applications is Uber, and I was able to program my phone like very simply with a shortcut. I click my power button 3 times, and wherever I am, an Uber is going to pick me up from my location and bring me to my house. I can program that so simply. I don't have to have any tech knowledge for that. It just go onto my phone, shortcut, and that's what that button does. It's so simple to set something like that up because the UI of Uber is made to be simple. It's very quick. What do I want to do? I want to get from point A to point B. I want a car to pick me up, and I want to go there. The UI is built with that intention in mind. And when you build things like that first, that's the first intention. It's the first thing of importance. That's how, the onboarding isn't necessary. People want to use that then. You don't have to convince anyone. It will just be done. The idea, very simply put, is stop educating, stop trying to onboard people, build simplistically. That's the key.
But you're in that. So that for now, we have to try and bring that back to branding, to brands, big companies who are bringing in NFT into their system. We actually we coined a phrase today, less of copy and paste and more control, delete, and restart. The thought process behind it is very simple. Everyone today is let's just drop another NFT project. Let's just try and make money. And that's the method that they're using to utilize NFTs. But the truth is, what brands have to start doing is getting involved in NFTs, but by simplifying the process. By using, you probably heard a lot, I don't want to say that people were wrong of what they said, but people are always talking about how can you incorporate NFTs, and they should be incorporating NFTs to the system in a way that the customer doesn't even know that it exists. NFT is an incredible system on the blockchain. It's something that everyone should be using in most of the transactions and most of the things that we do online. There's no need for us to know that we use it. It's just another method.
Yeah, it's much like the internet. You don't think about this protocol and that protocol they are using. The amount of calls that we know of in blockchain and NFTs are unnecessary for us to know, and they need to become unneeded. It needs to be that we don't have to care. We have to be able to get to the point where nobody needs to care about it because it's so simple. I look at it like this. You talk about the Redditors, right, who came in now. You have 3 million people who get wallets, and they don't know what an NFT is necessarily, but they were able to buy that. You look at Starbucks NFTs. I went into a Starbucks the other day, and I asked them if they take NFTs. The guy looked at me like I'm crazy, right? I asked them NFTs, Polygon Network, big announcement from Starbucks. You guys know anything about this? And he's like, no. I was like, we take credit card or cash. I said, no problem. But that's amazing to me. There might be something to talk about there in education-wise on their employees' end, but that's the point there is that it's integrated at a level. You don't have to be educated on it. It's so simple. You're talking about non-custodial wallets. You could sign up with Twitter, email, Facebook, and Apple, any of your regular sign-ins. One-click sign-in with your email address. You now have a wallet, whatever that means. That doesn't matter to you because you can now use the functionality of what you just purchased, whatever that is, whether that's access to an amusement park, to a concert, your plane ticket, your ticket to this event. Tesla, for example, right? If I was to talk to Tesla, it's drop an NFT that gives you more applications on the dashboard because that exists there. It's an easy functionality to build in. Nobody needs to know about it. They could just get their...
Just point us to wrap up. But I'll give another example to anyone who's English here. We can use the example of John Lewis or an American Macy's or those kind of companies. Big brands have to start incorporating NFTs, not to drop NFTs. Rather, they have to start using the blockchain system. For example, subscriptions, gift cards, any of these kind of things should all be utilized and used on the blockchain. So if you're asking me, my opinion is the future of NFTs, definitely in day-to-day life, and that is the direction that all brands should be taking to be utilizing NFTs into their system.
Oh, 100%. Brands, that's the simplest thing. It's simplify, integrate seamlessly, and make us not have to know we're using the technology. The less that you have to understand, the easiest path of you want to eliminate any resistance. So the easiest path to achieve what you want to do with the person using your system. So that's Starbucks, that's just sign up for your reward system, and you're utilizing that technology. That is the way to success.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to discuss further. One of the things that I love most in this space, and especially online and face-to-face, is discussing what the future is. If anyone wants to talk more about it, either online or face-to-face, we're here. Yeah, and hope you have a great evening and enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you all around today and tomorrow.
Thank you.